Now, just see here, if P is the OP is the perpendicular bisector, if OP is the perpendicular bisector, fine. Then can I say phi 1 and phi 2 are same? Okay, we can say phi 1 and phi 2 are same. We can say alpha 1 and alpha 2 are same. We can say phi 1 and phi 2 are same and alpha 1 and alpha 2 are same. Okay, so with this what I can write, that phi 1 is equals to phi 2. Suppose phi 1 is equals to phi 2. Suppose this is some phi angle. Okay, we are assuming that. Let us say phi. Okay, then alpha 1 and alpha 2 are same, and suppose this is equals to some alpha angle. Okay, let us assume like that. Fine. Now, what is this OP? What is this OP? OP is having a length R. OP is having a length R. What is OB? OB is having a length L. OB is having a length L. Okay, so what will be this angle now? What will be this length? Sorry, not angle. What will be this length? Will this be written as R square plus L square? Yes, as well as this also I can write as R square plus L square. Correct? R square plus L square and R square plus L square, on both the sides I can write. Now we have to find out the magnetic field at point P. So what was the result? We are going to verify with both the results whether we are getting the same thing or not. Okay, so first I am going to verify with sign. Okay, with phi 1 and phi 2. So just see here, magnetic field at point P. Magnetic field at point P, how will I write now? Magnetic field at point P, how we are going to write now? Okay, so magnetic field at point P will be mu naught I upon 4 pi r. 4 pi r. Okay, within bracket I will write it as sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. But sine phi 1 and sine phi 2 are same. Sine phi 1 and sine phi 2 are same. Okay, so I will not write it separately. One step I am skipping over here, and I am writing it directly like this by multiplying it with 2. By multiplying it with 2. Okay, now what is the value of sine phi now? What will be the value of sine phi now? Sine of phi. So sine phi will be, just see, any triangle you can take. Either you can take OAP or you can take OPB. Any triangle you can take. So sine phi, what you will write? Sine phi will be perpendicular upon base. Okay, so perpendicular is L and base hypotenuse. Sorry, perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So hypotenuse will be R square plus L square. Okay, so this is sine phi now. So just substitute the value. We are just supposed to substitute the values now. So it will become mu naught I upon 2 pi. This 2 and this 4 gets cancelled. This becomes 2 pi r. Sine phi value I can add and I can write as L over R square plus L square complete under. So this is the answer now. Okay, this will be the answer using sine phi, using the phi. Okay, now if I use alpha 1 and alpha 2, let us calculate with that also. So magnetic field at point P will be mu naught I by 4 pi r. Okay, next I will write cos of alpha 1 plus cos of alpha 2. Okay, now because alpha 1 and alpha 2 are same, okay, so I will again write it as, I'll write it as 2 alpha. Now what is cos of alpha? What is cos of alpha? Any triangle you take, cos of alpha 1 either you calculate or either you calculate cos of alpha 2. Fine. So cos of alpha, what will you write? What will you write cos of alpha? So cos of alpha, if you see, so it will be base upon hypotenuse. So what is the base of alpha? L only. Okay. What is hypotenuse? R square plus L square. Okay. So now just substitute the values. You will be getting mu naught I by this 2, this 4 gets cancelled. So 2 pi r cos alpha will become L over R square plus L square complete under root. Now, if you see the two results, okay, this one as well as this one, okay, as well as this one, they both are same, okay, they both are same. So either I can use sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2, or I can use cos alpha 1 plus cos alpha 2. Okay, so this is the wire, this is the case, this is the result for a magnetic field at the so this is the magnetic field at point P. Okay, this is the magnetic field at point P due to at a perpendicular bisector of the straight wire. Understood? Now, we are going to see the question, this second case. We are going to see the second case now. Okay, second case, second special case. So magnetic field due to a semi-infinite straight wire. Semi-infinite straight wire. So before semi-infinite straight wire, I would like to take magnetic field due to a infinite straight wire. Okay, I would like to take magnetic field due to a infinite straight wire. So infinite straight wire first I would like to take. Okay, magnetic field due to a infinite straight wire first I will take, then I will take semi-infinite wire. Is it okay? Now, so for semi-infinite wire, what we have to do, we will be for a infinite wire, sorry, for infinite wire I'll be having the length. Okay, we will have a long wire like this. Okay, long wire like this, which will extend up to very large length. Okay, and you'll be having a point somewhere very like this. So in this is a case of infinite straight wire. This is a case where infinite straight wire is assumed. Okay, now if this is a point P where we are supposed to calculate the magnetic field, so what I am supposed to do, first of all, draw the perpendicular length. This is R. Okay, done. Then what we have to do, we have to draw the lines from one end of the wire to the point P. So this is suppose one end of the wire, and I will draw a line like this. Again I will draw a line from here to here like this. Understood? Now if you see this angle, if you can see this angle over here, if you can see this angle over here as well as here, okay, so this is suppose phi 1, this is suppose phi 2. Okay, phi 1 and phi 2. So if this wire is infinite size, okay, the length is infinite. Okay, if the wire has infinite length, okay, so you can assume that this phi 1 and phi 2 will tend to 90 degree. This phi 1 and phi 2 will tend to 90 degree, whereas this alpha 1 and this alpha 2 will tend to 0. Okay, alpha 1, alpha 2 will tend to 0, and phi 1 and phi 2 will tend to infinite, 90 degree. Okay, so I can write over here that phi 1 is very similar or equals to, almost equal to, okay, phi 2, and they both are equal to some 90 degree, almost. Okay, very close to 90 degree, not exactly equal to 90 degree, but approximate you can do. Okay, approximation you can do here. For alpha 1 and alpha 2, what you will write? Alpha 1 and alpha 2, okay, they will be also somewhere equal to 0 degree, not equal to 0 degree, but very close to 0 degree. They will have a particular magnitude, but that will be very, very small to be considered. Okay, that will be very, very small to be considered. So you can substitute it as a 0. Fine. Now you can calculate the magnetic field. Now you can calculate the magnetic field. Okay. So just see here, B. mu naught I by 4 pi r, okay, then I'll be having sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. So sine phi 1 is 90 degree plus sine phi 2 is again 90 degree. So sine 90 plus sine 90 becomes 1 plus 1 becomes 2. So the result I'm having is mu naught I upon 2 pi r. This is a very, very important result. This is a very, very, very important result. Okay. In so many questions, we will be using this result directly. Okay. Just now I'll take few questions where this result I'll use directly. Okay. So for infinite wire, any point, at any point, okay, at r distance, okay, any point at r distance will have a magnetic field mu naught I upon 2 pi r. Understood? If I calculate using cos of alpha, so I will get it as mu naught I by 4 pi r cos of alpha. Okay, so cos of 0 degree plus cos of 0 degree. Okay, they both become 1 and 1. So again I'm having an answer mu naught I by 2 pi r. Okay, see, both the results are same. Both the results are same. Both the results are same. Yes. So due to infinite straight wire, you will be having magnetic field at any point P, which is at r distance from the wire, as mu naught I by 2 pi r. Okay. Now, one thing in question I will tell you what you will have. Okay. In question, they will never give, most of the time they will not give you infinite wire. Okay. They will generally not give you infinite length is there. Okay. So in question, how will you identify? In a question, how will you identify? Okay. In questions, how will you identify? So either they will be using direct infinite wire. Okay. Either they will be using directly infinite wire. Okay. This word they will use, or they will use long wire, long straight wire. Okay. They will give you long straight wire. Okay. So generally you will have this word, a long straight wire. So a long straight wire means infinite length. Okay, a long straight wire means infinite length. You assume like that. So in questions, you will be having infinite wire or long straight wire. Okay, so with this, you can say they are giving you this infinite straight wire. Infinite is infinite length straight wire. Infinite length straight wire. Okay. So this is the case, third case. Okay, this is I have taken as a third case, but this would have been a second case. Wrongly, I have written like that. So this is an infinite wire, okay, which will extend to infinite. Now the second case over here, I have written as semi-infinite wire. What is semi-infinite wire? Okay, so semi-infinite wire means one end you will know that what is a point, where is the location of the one end, and for one end you will not know where is the end. Okay, what is infinite? Infinite wire means where the two ends are going and getting finished. You don't know about that at what point in the region they are going and they are getting end there. We don't know that point. Okay, we are unaware of those 2 points. Okay, for the case of infinite wire. But for semi-infinite wire, you will have one end known. You will see that yes, this is one end of this wire and another end will go to infinite. Here in this case, both the wires are going up to infinite. Okay, both the ends. So this is also at infinity. Okay, and this end is also at infinity. And infinity, what coordinate you know? Nobody knows. Okay, fine. So here semi-infinite wire means what? You will have a wire like this, okay, and one end will go up to infinite. So this is at infinite. This end, you know, this is one end whose point you know. Okay. Now suppose you are supposed to calculate. Now you are asked to calculate the magnetic field at this point, magnetic field at this point, see here at this point. Okay, magnetic field at this point you are supposed to calculate. So the same thing you have to do, same thing you have to do. This is end A, suppose. Okay, this is R. Okay, this is R. Again you will draw this line, again you are going to draw this line. Okay, now since this is going up to infinity, this end is at infinity. Okay, so this angle phi, this angle phi will be 90 degree. Okay, this angle phi will be 90 degree. This angle alpha 1, suppose this is also phi 1, so alpha 1 will be 0 degree. Okay, now what will be the phi 2 and alpha 2 value? Yes, what will be the value of phi 2 and alpha 2? So phi 2 here, phi 2 will be what? 0 degree. Okay, will be 0 degree, and alpha 2 will be 90 degree. Okay, alpha 2 90 degree and phi 2 will be 0 degree. Understood? Okay, this is P point over here. Now just substitute in the result. Now just substitute in the result and you'll get the final formula for that. So B will become now mu naught I by 4 pi R, okay, multiplied by sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2. So sine phi 1 plus sine phi 2 plus sine phi 2. Now if you see sine phi 2 is 0, so this value becomes 0. Sine phi 1 is 90 degrees, so this sine phi 1 is 90 degrees, so sine phi 1 becomes 1. So B value will be now what? Mu naught I upon 4 pi R. Okay, this is the result. This is the result. If you calculate using the cos also, you will get the same result. Let us verify with that too. Let us verify with that too. So magnetic field B is equals to mu naught I by 4 pi R within bracket cos of alpha 1 plus cos of alpha 2. Okay, now alpha 2 is 90 degree. Alpha 2 is 90 degrees, so cos of alpha 2 becomes 0. Okay, and alpha 1 is 0 degrees, so this becomes 1. Okay, so B value will be now mu naught I by 4 pi R. Okay, see the results are same. Are the results same? Yes, they both are same. Okay, both the results are same. Fine. Now the last special case we are going to see magnetic field at a point along the axis. Magnetic field at a point along the axis of the wire. So suppose this is the axis of the wire. Okay, suppose this is the axis of the wire. Okay, and you have to calculate the magnetic field at this point. Current is moving like this. You have to calculate the magnetic field at point P. Now, if you see, anywhere if I cut the element, if you check here, so anywhere if I cut the element, okay, so what will be the DL vector? DL vector will be along this line. DL vector will be along this. So IDL will have this position vector. This vector. Current element will have this vector. What will be position vector? What will be position vector? Will the position vector be like this only? Position vector will also be along this line. Yes or no? Will the position vector be also in this line? Yes. It will be also along this line only. So this is R vector. This is R vector. And this was I vector. Okay. This was current element. Now both are having same angle. Both are along the same line. So the angle between, if I write angle between ideal and position vector is what? 0 degree. Now sine 0 becomes what? Sine 0 becomes what? 0. So magnetic field becomes what? 0. So if I have a wire and along that same wire line, okay, at any point, okay, along the axis of the wire, if I am asked to calculate the magnetic field value becomes 0. The magnetic field value becomes 0. And what is the argument for that? That ideal vector and position vector will be along the same line. Okay, ideal vector and position vector will be, both will be in the same line, and so the magnetic field B value becomes 0. Okay, so after this we are going to do some questions. Okay, we are going to do some questions. Okay, small questions will be doing, not very typical. Okay, we'll be doing very easy questions. So suppose first question, suppose you have this square element. Okay, you have this square element and the current flows like this and it exits this square like this. Okay, so this means current will flow like this. This is a square. Okay, what is the magnetic field at this point? What is the magnetic field at this point? Okay, suppose this length, side of the square is A. Okay, side of the square is A. So what is the magnetic field at point O? Magnetic field at point O. Okay, B, magnetic field value you have to find out. Okay, at O. Understood? Okay, let us see now how we will solve this. Let us see now how we will solve this question. Okay, so just see here, if I take this line, if I can assume this line, so along this line only, if see this point is coming, yes or no, along this line only this point is coming. So along this line, if this point is coming, so due to this point, due to this wire, the magnetic field value will become 0. Okay, so magnetic field value due to this point becomes 0. Okay, so due to this, the magnetic field value is 0. What about this? For this also it will come along the straight line. For this also it will come along the straight line. Okay, so due to that also it is 0. Due to this wire also it is 0. Okay, so we don't have to consider the magnetic field lines due to these two wires. Okay, because they are 0. Now if you see the magnetic field at this point P due to this wire. Okay, if you take the magnetic field at point O due to this wire, so you just see here, it will go inward. It will go inward, correct? It will be inward. So inward means cross. Inward means cross. Okay. Now if you see the magnetic field lines, magnetic field value due to this wire. Okay. For this wire, it will be upward. For this wire, it will be upward. So upward means dot. Upward means dot. For this wire, if you see, okay, for this wire, if you see, so it will be upward, coming towards you. From screen, it will be coming towards you. So dot. Due to this wire, if you see, so it will be going into the plane from you. Okay, from your side, it will go into the screen. So it will be like that. Now, how do we write a magnetic field actually? So we write it as mu naught I by 4 pi into 1 by r. Okay. Now, mu naught upon 4 pi is a constant. Mu naught upon 4 pi is the constant. I is same for all the wire. Okay, because resistance is same. Okay, resistance will be same. Suppose, okay, all the wires are having same length. Okay, same length. Okay, same length, because it's a square, so length will be same. Okay, so no need to worry about that. So mu naught I by 4 pi will be a constant. Now what is r? What is r? R is this distance, r is this distance, r is this distance, and r is this. So the perpendicular distance of point O from each wire is the same. So R value is also now same. R value is also now same. Okay. So all the magnetic field, this red colored magnetic field cancels this one. This will cancel this one. Okay. So net magnetic field will become zero. Net magnetic field becomes zero here. Okay. The net magnetic field becomes zero over here. So this is how we will be solving such questions. Okay. This is how you will be solving these questions. Okay. Now, so generally you don't have a question which is involving only straight lines. Okay, straight wires. You will also have a combination where you'll be having a part of a circle or complete circle. So for a current carrying coil also you should know the result. For current carrying coil also you should know the result. Okay. So now the next topic what we are going to see is magnetic field due to current carrying circular coil. Okay. Current carrying due to a circular coil. Okay. We are going to calculate the magnetic field at its center. Fine. So next point is magnetic field due to current carrying coil at the center. Okay, at the center of coil we are going to calculate. At the center of the coil we are going to calculate these results. Okay. Now suppose we have this circular coil. We have this circular coil. Okay, and in this circular coil, the current is flowing. The current flows like this. Suppose the current flows like this. Okay, the current flows like this in the anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction, the current is flowing. I current. This is the center of the coil. This is the center of the coil. R is the radius of the coil. R is the radius of the coil. Small r. Now I have to find out the magnetic field at point O. Due to this current carrying coil, I have to determine the magnetic field at point O. Okay, this is my job. So first thing what we are going to do, we are going to cut the element. Okay, we are going to cut an element. So see here, I am going to cut an element from here to here. Okay, I am going to cut an element from here to here. In this element, if you see the current, so it will move like this. It will be moving it like this. So this current element AB, okay, this current element AB, I'm taking it out and I'm drawing it. Okay, I'm taking it out and I'm drawing it. So this is current element. This is current element AB. Okay, its length is DL. Its length is DL. The current flows in this direction. The current flows in this direction. This is the point PO where we have to find out the magnetic field. Okay, so this is the perpendicular distance, capital R, which is equals to small r, radius of the coil. Okay, radius of the coil. So I hope you have understood the situation. This is the element. This is the direction of the current over here. Okay, this is the direction of the current for this current carrying element. and O is the point where you are supposed to calculate the magnetic field now. Okay. Now, due to this small element, okay, due to small element, okay, magnetic field at center. Okay, how will I write it now? I'll be writing it as dB because the small element is there, so small magnetic field it will be creating. So mu naught I by 4 pi, okay, ideal, okay, ideal sine theta divided by r square. Now just see here. Now see here. Theta is the angle between theta is between ideal and r vector, position vector. Okay, what is ideal? Ideal vector direction. Ideal vector direction is this. This is ideal. Okay, ideal. What is r vector? What is r vector? R vector is the vector from that length, from that element towards that point. So this is r vector. This is position vector, r. So what angle they are making? What angle they are making? They are making 90 degree with them. So theta is 90 degree now. Okay. So this implies theta is 90 degree. Theta is 90 degree. Okay. So now just substitute theta is 90 degree and start solving. So dB will become now mu naught I by 4 pi. Okay. Theta is 90 degree. So sine 91 ideal upon r square. Okay. I am writing two times. So that's the wrong thing. So one I have to eliminate like this. Okay. Fine. Now you just see here, mu naught is a constant, 4 pi is a constant, current I is constant. What about R? What about R? Any element you consider, any element on this ring you consider, any element on this ring you consider, the length R will be same. Yes or no? Suppose I have considered this AB as my element. Okay. Now suppose if I consider this as my element, suppose if I consider this as my element, this one. So this is also at r distance. If I consider this as my element, this is also at r distance. Okay. If I consider this one, so this is also at r distance. So any element you consider, it will be at r distance only. It will be at r distance only. So r is a constant now. R is a constant. Only dl is the variable. So only dl is the variable. So magnetic field due to total coil, okay, total or complete coil B, okay, will be given by integral of dB. Okay, so B will become now mu naught I upon 4 pi r square integral dl. Now what is the, if I integrate this small element, if I integrate this small element for length, so dl will become 2 pi r, correct? This dl will become 2 pi r. So mu naught I upon 4 pi r square into 2 pi r. Okay. So this gets cancelled and I'm having 2r here. Okay. So magnetic field due to a circular coil at a center is given as mu naught I upon 2r. This is a very important result. Very, very important. Okay. Very, very important result. Very, very important. Okay. This is equally important as what straight wire was, infinite straight wire. Okay. So the magnitude of magnetic field due to current carrying coil, okay, is given by mu naught I by 2r. This is a very, very important result. Okay. Now, there are few cases in this now. There are few variations in this now. Okay. Now, suppose instead of having complete loop, What if I'm having a quarter loop only? Okay, what if I'm having a half circle? Suppose first we'll start with the half circle. Okay, I'm starting with the half circle. Okay, and I need to calculate the magnetic field at this point. Okay, so everything you'll be doing the same thing, but during integration, okay, mu naught I upon 4 pi r square, okay, 4 pi r square integral dl. So now dl, if you integrate, what will you get? If you integrate dl, what will you get? You'll get pi r. You'll not get 2 pi r. You'll get pi r only. Okay, so mu naught I upon 4 pi r square integral dl gives you pi into r. So this will get cancelled and you'll be having r. Okay, so b will become now mu naught I by 4 r. Okay, understood? This will be, you will be getting. Okay, now instead of having that angle, okay, 90 degree, this half circle, suppose if I'm having a quarter circle, suppose if I have a quarter circle, okay, suppose if I have a quarter circle like this, and at this point I'm supposed to calculate the magnetic field. This is I. Okay, so now while integrating, what you will put? Yes, dl integration. Okay, over the length, if you integrate it, what you will get? You will get 2 pi r divided by 4. Okay, what you will get? Mu naught I by 4 pi r square into 2 pi r is for complete circle. I'm having fourth part of it, so I'll divide it by 4. Okay, so now just see what you're getting. This gets cancelled, you'll be getting 2r. So this will become now mu naught I by 8r. You'll be getting 8r. Okay, so this is how you will be calculating. Now at any general angle, I'm showing you the result now. At any general angle, which is very, very important. Okay, at any general angle, at any general angle. General formula for this circular loop I'm giving you. Suppose if I have this, any general angle, if I calculate, okay, for any general angle, if I'm calculating, suppose the substance theta degree with the center, theta degree with center. Okay, theta degree with center. So how will you give the magnetic field now? Magnetic field B will be given as mu naught I by, okay, 2r. This is for complete circle. Okay, now theta by 360 degree. Okay, theta by 360 degree. This is what you will add. Okay, now we'll try to verify the result. We'll try to verify this result with this. Okay, so this result I'm having over here. Okay, I'll try to verify with this. Okay, I'll try to verify with both the cases. Okay, with both the cases I'll try to verify. Okay, just see here. What is the angle made? This is the angle. This is the angle. Okay, this is the angle. So what is the angle? 90 degree. Okay, so just see here, mu naught I upon 2r. Okay, what is the angle? Theta, 90 by 360. So if you cancel it, 1 by 4. So what do you get? Mu naught I upon 8r. Just verify the result. Okay, here what is the angle made by this line? Yes, 180 degree. 180 degree. Okay, so what you will substitute? Mu naught I upon 2r. Okay, so what is theta value becomes now? 180, then 360. So this is 1 by 2 now. So okay, 1 by 2. So this will become mu naught I upon 4r. Okay, just verify the result. Verify the result. Okay, so this formula is for any general angle. In any general angle, if I give you, you should be able to calculate the values now. Okay, you should be able to calculate the values now. I hope this thing is clear to everyone. Okay, I hope this thing is very clear to everyone. I'll take one more example. So that you have a better understanding. Suppose I'm giving you this angle as 60 degree. Okay, at center this arc subtends angle 60 degree. Now at point P you are supposed to calculate. Okay, R is the radius. So magnetic field value, how will you write? Mu naught I upon 2R. Okay, what is the angle subtended at center? 60 degree divided by complete 360. So this becomes 1 by 6. Okay, so this result, what result you will be getting now? What result you are having now? What result? Mu naught I upon, okay, 12R. This will be the value. This will be the value. This is how we will find out. This is how we will find out. Okay, so this was first important point within note. Okay, now the second important point is, suppose if we are having n number of coils, if there are total n number of coils, if there are n coils or n turns, okay, n turns in the coil or n coils, okay, of same radius, okay, then what you will do? Net magnetic field will become n times of the magnetic field, n times the magnetic field of individual coil. Okay, so this means mu naught I upon 2R, okay, into theta by 360. Okay, this complete thing you will divide it by n. Okay, and this will give you the B net value. So these are the two important points for the magnetic field at the center. Okay, these two are the very important points for the magnetic field at the center. Is it okay? Now let us see few problems on this now. Okay, so that we have a better understanding now. Okay, I'll try to combine both the straight wire case as well as the circle case. Okay, suppose this is xy coordinate given. This is xy coordinate given to us. Okay, now we are having a wire. Which comes like this. Okay, this is a straight wire. Okay, this is a circle. Okay, the wire goes like this. Then again you are having a straight wire. Then again you have a wire like this. The current moves like this, and then you have wire going like this. Okay, wire going like this. This is along z axis. This is along z axis. Right, this is along z axis. Okay, so this is z axis, this is y axis, and this one is x axis. Okay, now let me tell you the radius values. So this is a, this value is a. Okay, here this point is minus a comma 0. Okay, whereas this point is 2a comma 0. So I guess now you know the values of the radius. Okay. So let us find the magnetic field at center. Let us find out the magnetic field at the center of the coil. Okay. Center, origin. I hope the question is clear to everyone. I hope the question is clear to everyone. This is the current direction. Now, I will divide these currents in 4 parts. I'll divide the current in 4 parts and you can see what parts I will divide. Okay, which parts I am going to take. So this will be my first part. This will be second, third, and this one will be fourth part. This one will be fourth part. Okay. Now, due to B1, due to the first part, which is B1, the magnetic field will be 0 at center. Okay. At this point, the magnetic field will be 0. Why 0? Because it is along the same line. Because it is along the same line, that's why it is 0. Okay. Now, B2. Due to B2, how will you calculate? Due to B2, how we are going to calculate? Just see, mu naught I upon 2A. Okay. Now, because the substance 90 degrees, so 90 by 360. 90 by 360. Okay. 90 by 360. Now, if you check the direction, due to 2, if you check the direction due to 2, so it will go inward. It will go towards minus K cap. So it is towards minus K cap. This is the magnetic field. Okay. This is the magnetic field. This is 90 by 360. This is 90 by 360. Okay. So if you solve it, you will get it as mu naught I by 8A. And it is towards minus K cap. Now, similarly, due to this third wire, again it is subtending a 90 degree. Okay. So directly I can write it now. Okay. Directly I'm writing. So it is 8A. A value is 2A. And again it is going towards minus K. Okay. Minus K. So this becomes now mu naught I upon 16A, and it is going towards minus K cap. Now, due to B4, if you see, okay, so it will be towards minus J cap. If you use right hand thumb rule, the magnetic field will be along the minus J cap. Okay. So it is 4 pi R. R value is what? R value will be 2A, and it will be towards minus J cap. If I'm using the result of semi-infinite wire. Okay. Semi-infinite wire. So this is a semi-infinite case. Okay. Because this wire we have not been told, so this goes up to infinite. So this is a semi-infinite case. So this will become mu naught I upon 8 pi into A and minus J cap. Now you are supposed to add all the 3 vectors. Okay, you are supposed to add all the 3 vectors. This vector, this one, as well as this one. You're supposed to add all the 3 and get the result. Okay. So quickly take the slides now. Okay. Tomorrow we'll do few more questions on this. Okay. Tomorrow we will be doing more questions on this. Do it fast. And today's homework, okay, you will get it from Learnity. Okay. I'll ask them to upload. Okay. So you'll get it from Learnity. I'll give you the solution of third DPP today. Okay, here itself. But the homework, okay, the DPP 4, you will get it from Learnity. Take the solution of the DPP. This is for third one. Okay. This is for the third one. And one more DPP is there. You will get it from Learnity. So this was the solution of third set of questions what I gave you. Today's question you will get it on Learnity. Okay. Thank you.